Pop and
Yes.
Positivity podcast. Duncan Laurence is here.
Woo!
I'm gonna dive right in. First, I gotta say congratulations on all the success. Arcade is what we call in the business a global smash. That's a big deal, and it's funny. It's blowing up all over Chicago and in the U.S. Like, how does that feel to be a global sensation right now?
I mean, stop saying that. It's so freaking to hear that. It's so crazy. I'm just this small town boy from a tiniest country. So it feels like I worked so hard for this moment, of course, but it feels like I got a chance that I've been dreaming of for all my life. And it feels so good to be living that dream right now. So I'm really happy.
Duncan, being a small town Oklahoma girl, I totally get it, because sometimes it's like, wait, is this life right now? And to see that, and for people to actually hear that, I think is so real and authentic. What has been one of the moments for you where you're just like, pinch me? Because I know there's probably been a million in the last year, but what is one of the biggest moments that you've had so far?
I mean, when both the Today Show and Ellen called and said, we want you in our show, I mean, that was just, what is happening? Another one was when Arcade went gold in the US. And that's something that I have never seen before, especially here in Europe, and especially here in the Netherlands where I'm from. It's so rare that something like that happens. I didn't have examples growing up of other artists who were breaking through in whatever country, and now I get to do that, and I have this song that I poured my heart into, and it's traveling all around the globe, and it's just amazing.
The song is amazing, and the first time, you can ask your team, I heard it, I got chills, and I was like, this is what I need to play on my station, because yeah, we play Ariana, we play bops, we play songs that make you move, but we need to be in our feels sometimes. Arcade, is that one of the songs that you're performing? I think you are, for Pride is Alive next week when you're joining us with Ava Max and Dea, right?
Definitely. Yeah. I'll be playing Arcade, and I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for having me, actually, because I'm really honored to do all sorts of things for Pride, and this is a really big one that I was really looking forward to. So thanks for doing that, and thanks for asking me.
Oh, anytime, Duncan, anytime you want to come do something. Hey, listen, you have Chicago ties, don't you?
I'll keep you to that.
No. You have Chicago ties, don't you?
I do. My fiance is from Chicago, actually.
That is so amazing. Well, and speaking of performing, and all this kind of stuff and pouring your heart into Arcade, one of the things I love is when people actually use their gift and make more of it and make it kind of a platform. And that's one of the things that we see throughout your music, is you really tell stories, and ones that I believe need to be heard. Tell us about what goes into your writing process.
I mean, whenever I write a song, the only thing that I really take in consideration is, do I feel it? Do I feel it in my heart? Is this a story that gives me that, I always say, that oof kind of feeling, like just that, so whenever it is, and whenever I feel like I want to sing it, whenever it's a story that I want to tell, and I just do it. And then when I listen back to it, I kind of figure out, I need that second oof moment where I figure out, like, ooh, this could actually connect to people. I hope it will. And, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does, but I always try to write them from the heart, because I think that's the place where songs should be coming from.
Wow. I mean, I love breaking new artists here at KISS FM. I look at you in the same light, the way that we looked at Lizzo a couple years ago, and like Louis Capaldi. I think
Thank you. That's a big compliment.
I think you have the it factor. What do you see your next step of your career being? Because now we are slowly climbing out of this whole pandemic thing. So
finally.
What's the next chapter?
I mean, I'm in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to lock myself up in a studio somewhere in Europe, just with sun, pool, beach, and a studio, and great people with my team around me. And we're going to write new music. And the thing is that I recently just connected with my team again, who I also wrote Arcade with. So I'm just really happy that we get to work on that album together. And yeah, I can't wait to show you guys. There's a lot coming. And I planned a tour, a European tour, and I'm figuring out ways to perform in the States right now, but we have to see because the borders need to open.
Yeah, that's right. You guys are a little set back right now.
Yeah, well, we're getting there actually, and we're not as far as the States are with vaccines and stuff, but it's slowly getting there. And I think, especially here in the Netherlands, the cases are extremely low these days, so that's really great. So I'm just like, let's just open that shit up and just, oh, look, can I say that on radio?
Yep, you just
In
did.
Europe, you can. I'm so sorry. And let's just open it up and then just, travel again, because I've only been to Los Angeles. I've never been to Chicago. I've never been to other places in the States, but the States have so much to offer, and I want to see every single part of it. So I can't wait till that is possible and we can do this whole promo radio interview and performance thing in real life.
Oh, I can't wait. Well, and that's one of the things too that is really incredible of this last year, as we've all been kind of taking space. Your songs have just been, I mean, the viral sensation of them. Tell the listeners how social media has impacted your career.
Wow, social media has been such a big factor in my career, which is really funny because I'm the guy who always advises my fans and everyone, like, don't spend too much time on social media. It messes with your head, and just put your phone away. Be like in the moment. But at the same time, social media has been such a huge factor in everyone's life, I think, during lockdown, because connection was the one thing that we all wanted, but what we couldn't really get during those days. So seeing my song and seeing other songs, but especially Arcade, grow on platforms like TikTok and then evolving to music platforms from there was just incredible. It was just so crazy because I had the feeling that the connection that I couldn't get here at home, sitting just here, it was actually happening online, and I could actually reach new people via music. So I was really, really happy with that.
So I gotta ask, because small town boy, like this is where you're from, right? Where did the music come from growing up? Where did you hear it? How did you hear it? Was it the radio? Was it your parents? Was it some other weird place? Like, where did the music inspiration come from?
The first memory I have when I was like really drawn to music is very clear. Actually, I think 3 years old or something, and I saw my grandparents dance on the Rolling Stones, and they were like rock and roll dancing to it. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, I like music. And I started dancing and singing along, and they were big fans of Elvis Presley too. So I got a lot of that music when I was younger, and Queen, U2, and I just started to play the piano, started to reproduce what I was hearing, especially those U2 kind of songs, because I really liked the whole realm they created with their songs. It's so big and so epic, and that's when I got really triggered to write new like music constantly. And my parents bought me this tiny Yamaha keyboard, and I locked myself up in my room, and I was bullied a lot at school, and I took all that negativity home. And at first I didn't know what to do with it until I started making music, and I felt that all those emotions and all that negativity that I had inside of me, I could really turn it into something beautiful by turning it into songs and writing it down. They always say, whenever you feel bad, just write it down. And in my case, it really helped. But in my case, it was songs instead of a diary or whatever. And that's how I got into music. And still nowadays, I look for inspiration wherever it is, because I learned that you can find it anywhere, whether it's from bullies at school, whether it's in the supermarket because you overhear a conversation. It's just literally everywhere. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, and speaking of the bullying, that is one of the things that, I've tackled on my show many times. And the fact that you were actually able to channel that for good is truly amazing. For people listening that could be in similar situations, besides just writing these songs that ended up being gold, all these things, amazing things, what else would you recommend for people that are in similar situations?
I mean, if you're in a situation like that, just know that it's not, how unfortunate it may sound, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to change overnight. But what you can do is focus on the positive side of your life. Because what I did is that I had beliefs, they told me things, I would look in the mirror and then I would say, I need to change this, I need to change that, I need to change that. Even when I liked those parts about myself, I wish I had focused more on the feeling of looking in the mirror and being like, oh, I like this part about myself, I like that part about myself, I'm gonna keep that part, I'm gonna even make it bigger, I'm gonna, express myself in a way that I want. I'm going to surround myself with people that love me for who I am, even though some people might think that I'm a little bit weird or an outsider or whatever. There are still people out there that will love you for who you are. Just focus on those people and find what makes you happy, whether it's music, gardening, drawing, or whatever. Just do it.
Embrace it. Yes, absolutely. I think Whitney, I think we found a third co-host of Pop and Positivity. I mean, Duncan Laurence is
Yes.
like the definition of both. So
I'm always in for it. Just call me next week
yes,
again. Let's do it.
let's do it. I got to know. So you're going to be in a crowd. You're going to be here in Chicago. You said your fiance is from here. We're all going to be together singing Arcade at the top of our lungs. You might step back from the mic and just like be like, okay, you guys take it. You guys take it.
Oh,
What is something
amazing.
what is something that your fiance talks about Chicago that is like a must see or must do or must eat? Is there anything that comes to mind?
I mean, I once got this video that he recorded while walking along the skyline, and I heard that there's this really big lake, but it kind of looks like the sea. So it kind of reminded me of where I grew up, because I grew up by the sea, and it was so beautiful to see the reflection of the water in the buildings, and just the architecture of that skyline is something that we don't have. It might be really normal for you guys, but here in the Netherlands, that's like, like it was so beautiful. And I love the color blue. That's why everything Arcade has is blue. So I was triggered by this big blue city with water, and I can't wait to walk by that water and just see it all in real life and just experience it. And I heard you have a pretty big music scene too. I mean, isn't Chance the Rapper from Chicago?
Oh
Yeah, Chance is from here. Yeah,
Mhm.
Kanye,
Right?
Fall Out Boy. Yeah, we have a lot.
Yeah.
We have a shit ton. I said it of venues here in Chicago. So take your pick, Duncan Laurence.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait to come to Chicago to like see all those beautiful buildings, to just eat at places that I get advice to eat, because I love it when people tell me like, you should go there because I really love that dish. Just try it out, because that's how you taste and feel and experience the original like Chicago or whatever place you go to. So, hey, if you guys have any tips, just let me know. Whenever I come over, just let me know wherever I can go.
Oh, I can't wait to have you here.
Yeah.
Oh, Brady,
Yes.
Whitney will host.
We will.
Well, we always ask everybody on this podcast a very deep question, and I have a feeling yours is going to be truly amazing because, again, you are, I don't want to say just getting started, but I just can't wait to see what keeps happening for you. And just hearing you today and your positivity, I mean, you're right in the lane of what we're looking for on this, but what do you want your legacy to be?
Wow. I want my legacy to not only be beautiful songs that I've written from the heart and that will hopefully inspire people, but I want to hopefully create a community within my fans. I want them to become friends with each other. I want them to connect with each other and hopefully reach out to each other whenever they are in tough times. And through that friendship, through those connections, that will be my legacy, I think. Just being able to connect people with each other, and hopefully within years they'll say, hey, remember when we listened to Duncan Laurence, or when we were at that concert and we were having such a great time, and now you're still my best friend, or now we're still in touch, or now I still listen to that music. That would be the most, like, that would be my dream. It's all about connection in life, I think. I'm not really about like the ego part of the whole being an artist. I don't really care if, like, when I'm gone, if people still listen to my music. I just want to experience it while I'm here. So yeah, that's it.
I've got chills. All right. I mean that's probably been, we asked that question on every podcast, and I'm not kidding. That is the best answer so far by
Well, thank you.
That's great. I'm a music guy and I love that answer because almost all my favorite memories revolve around music and friends. So
Exactly.
so that's great. One last question before we let you go, because we have next week Pride is Alive. What message do you want to send to our listeners or your fans about what Pride means to you?
Pride to me is that like moment in every year where you kind of reflect on who you are and you reflect on the growth you've been through, and whether you still want to grow and want to take a bunch of steps before you become who you are. You'll never become who you are. It's always a process. So don't worry, you're doing fine. But at the same time, I want to, it's just such a beautiful moment every year to be like, I'm surrounded by beautiful people. I'm surrounded by like-minded people. These people have gone through the same experiences. I can just breathe and be me, and at the same time stand for things, and I can address things to the world. It's such a great platform to not only show the world we're here, we're proud, we're loud, but also to be like, there's a lot that needs to happen for everyone in the world to feel like we are feeling right now, or to hopefully one day be able to just be who they are and love who they are. Because in the end, come on, people, we're here. We're not going to disappear. We're here to stay. So yeah, I mean, that's Pride to me. It's a bunch of different things. I recently saw this picture of a rainbow where it said, this is what Pride is, and this is what Pride actually is. And it said, Pride, partying, being naked on boats. That's what they do here in Amsterdam. They're really like, yay, dancing around naked. Hey, it's Europe. I mean, we can do whatever we want. And then the other rainbow said, standing up for trans rights, standing up for the Black community within the LGBT community, standing up for gay marriage, standing up for everything that revolves around equality. And that's what Pride is. It's so much more. It's those rainbow colors. And I love that every single time we celebrate Pride, there's a new color added to it. That's what Pride is.
Woo! That answered it. Whitney, I think we need to have Duncan on for round number 2 for the
Forever.
podcast. Yeah, we'll do it.
Anytime.
Yeah.
You're always welcome
Great.
here.
I love it. I love that.
I even felt like I should be typing down some of his answers because I feel like they could be next song. Like they were that good. I'm like, I think I could hear this be a
Oh my
chorus.
God, thanks.
I'm ready to get naked on a boat, Duncan. Let's
do it next year in Amsterdam. It's a date.
I'm there. We'll bring both of our fiancés. It's a party. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Dude, thank you so much for the time. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for doing Pride is Alive. And as soon as you're allowed, we can't wait to perform with you, see your performance here in Chicago.
Me too. I can't wait to be there, guys, and to meet you in real life.
Thanks, Duncan.
Thanks, Duncan.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.